Now, when you guys think of single target burst capability for classes, you're probably thinking like Frost Death Knights, Destruction Warlocks, Windwalker Monks, Retribution Paladins. These are some of the classes that are completely taking over the single target burst scene in World of Warcraft right now. But for Battleground scenarios, I'm thinking Elemental Shaman can be up there with these classes. Now, you're probably thinking, you know, a simple Ascendance type of a build. Well, no, this is what I'm talking about. Usually, if you guys are going to build into Ascendance, there's some pretty crazy burst capability that this has with a 3-minute cooldown. That's not really effective in Battlegrounds. Now, the playstyle I'm talking about is multi-dotting Flame Shock. Now, this is a really crazy strategy, and if you guys want to stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys my actual build on how to build this playstyle most effectively. But as you can see in the video right now, that I am basically trying to multi-dot as many targets as I can. And what it's allowing me to do is it's allowing me to proc my Lava Surge passive, which is going to allow me to instant cast my Lava Burst. And you guys do know that Lava Burst has a like 100% crit chance on players that are have Fire Shock on them. And the amount of damage I'm doing to single targets, and also the area of effect, not area of effect, but multi-dotting damage I'm doing with all of my flame shots active on all the different targets is actually pretty insane. Like, I'm almost on the top of a lot of DPS charts with just with just doing the flame shock and then single target bursting. Now, I have a macro, and it's what it is it allows me to set focus on certain targets that are high priority. For example, right now we are fighting the Demolishers in Strand of the Ancients, so I will typically I will go ahead and set focus on Demolishers and go ahead and flame shock targets while I cast my set focus macro. But check this out, guys. Like, look at how crazy this is. Like, look at cast proc, cast proc, cast proc. Who needs Ascendance? Like, look at this. Cast, proc. Like, look at these procs. They're never ending. Like, these procs are absolutely insane. And then the cool thing is that when you die and come back alive, like, look at this. These are procking immensely fast. When you die and you come back alive, a lot of these characters that previously had the flame shock on you, they still have it on them. And if you guys didn't know this or didn't actually realize this, is that when you do have like 20 Maelstrom available, your flame shock will consume up to 20 Maelstrom to double the length of time. So this is a 30-second dot. This is a very long dot. Of course, healers can dispel this dot, but this is a very long dot. And look at this. Like, what I'm doing right now is I'm just multi-dotting and I'm just free casting. Like, look at these procs. Look at how often these things are coming up. I'm generating so much Maelstrom that, like, look at my Maelstrom bar right now. Look at it go up. It's just ripping up because my flame shock is just dotting everybody, which is generating me Maelstrom. And my instant casts are just like generating me so much more Maelstrom, and it's allowing me to hit off my Earth Shock very often as well. I do have it spec'd into the 2-second stun Earth Shock. This is gonna mess healers up. Now, if you're in a composition, like if you're in a BG and you're fighting healers, because essentially, if you guys know this, that if you're in a BG and you're fighting against a team and they have more healers than you and their healers are more skilled, it's GG. There's no way you guys can really win unless your DPS are really clever and they can burst things down. So, in order to be the most effective player in the BG without being a healer is somebody that can either A, get objectives very efficiently, for example, rogue running flags or something like that, or a prot warrior defending like a flag capture place in Arathi Basin, or B, being able to annihilate healers. That's a big one. Now, if you're in an Elemental Shaman, AoE damage, which is going to pressure healers down, or single target damage is also going to be another great method. Check this out. I knocked some guys off. Oh, that Hunter actually lives it. But I'm going to have a savage clip at the end of this video, guys. I knocked, like, I think 6 guys off the edge, but it's pretty hilarious. But anyways, back on track. This is actually a great build. Now, you guys are going to watch. Like, look at this. Look at these procs. Look at how often these are coming out of my Shaman. Like, I'm annihilating everybody on the battlefield right now. Like, I'm taking huge damage, and the key is to stay back. Make sure you don't go too fast and too hard into, like, you know, there we go, another couple off the edge there. Make sure you keep your distance away from their front line. If you have a strong front line, this goes for any caster that wants to play very smart in Battlegrounds. If you have a very strong front line, you're free to do a lot of damage and a lot of casting, as long as you position yourself correctly. You can see here, I'm going to go ahead and pop Heroism right there, and I'm just going to start free casting, because look at how many guys, like how much front line I have. I have so much front line, so much strength up ahead that I can just stay in the background here and just consistently free cast on these guys. Like, it's just ridiculous the amount of damage I am actually outputting on single targets. Now, of course, I'm doing more of a sporadic gameplay here where I'm just basically hitting whoever the heck's in front of me, because their team doesn't have a very strong healing, like they don't have a lot of strong healers on their team. But if you're ever playing in a BG and you see these guys, these healers in the background just healing up everybody, multi-dot as much as you can. You know, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, you can be the pets. Multi-dot hunter pets, warlock pets, multi-dot them. The only real purpose of your multi-dotting is to proc those the lava bursts. And this is going to allow you to free cast, as you've been seeing, so many flame shocks, lava bursts. Like, you can just see that I'm just continuously casting. I'm dropping my earthquake totems if I need AoE, damage, and CC. I have my liquid magma totem here. This is really great for placing down in large clusters of players to maximize your AoE effectiveness. Of course, I try and use Stormkeeper as much as I can, which is your artifact weapon, and just do your AoE chain lightning. Now check this out, guys. This is a really savage. Really sad. We got the one guy come back up. I just saved the day for my team because now we have backup coming in. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the build pattern that I have. Okay, so first I'm gonna show you guys the most optimal Fist of Ruden build. So first you want to do Firestorm. Obviously, it's going to increase the damage dealt by your Flame Shock by 24%. Then you're going to go into the Elementalist, which is going to reduce the remaining cooldown of your Fire Elemental by 2 seconds per lava burst casted. So this is a no-brainer. I mean, you're going to be casting a lot of lava bursts during the battleground. This is going to allow you to go ahead and throw out a lot of fire elementals, which is going to definitely help with your AoE damage. Just damage in general, not AoE damage. Molten Blast increases the critical strike damage dealt by lava burst by an additional 8%, so that's great. Lava Imbued obviously is going to increase the damage dealt by lava burst by an additional 9%, so both of these are just going to be raw damage. And then Power the Maelstrom has really great synergy with Stormkeeper, because Stormkeeper is going to make your next 3 lightning bolts instant cast and do 200% extra damage. And the Power of the Maelstrom is going to make it so when you cast Lava Burst, which is all the time, you have a chance to proc this, and it's going to make your next 3 lightning bolts trigger Elemental Overload an additional time. So that means every single time you do an instant cast lightning bolt with Stormkeeper, the damage is going to be increased by 200%. And you're going to also get 2 additional elemental overloads. So you're going to be casting like 3 elemental shocks, like boom, 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 every single time you cast it. So this is where huge burst damage is going to come from. Keep an eye out for the Power of the Maelstrom proc on the top right hand of the screen, and then you go ahead and use your Stormkeeper and burst down your target. Now taking a look at our talents, our regular talent tree, you're going to be doing Path of Flame as your first talent. Lava Burst deals 5% more damage and also causes Flame Shock to spread from the target to a nearby enemy, so that's just great. Second tier, doesn't matter, do whatever you like. Same with the third tier, do whatever you like. These are all optional. I like Voodoo Totem for the third tier because when you have a lot of heavy melee guys hopping on you because of the aggro you're pulling, you're going to AoE hex them and be able to heal yourself and possibly slip out of the situation. Fourth tier, do Ancestral Swiftness because the haste is going to increase the amount of ticks your your Flame Shock will actually do. So this is going to allow you to proc more of your instant cast lava bursts. Echo the Elements I thought was pretty cool because I thought that now that lava burst has 2 charges, you're going to be able to proc 2 instant casts, but it doesn't work that way. You can only ever have a single instant cast active. So do Ancestral Swiftness, in my opinion, is the best option. Then for your 5th tier, you're going to be doing Elemental Fusion. This is a no-brainer and one of the most important ones out of all. Flame Shock has a 5% increased chance to trigger Lava Surge. So now your Lava Surge has a 20%, your Flame Shock has a 20% rather than a 15% chance to proc it. The whole idea of this build this playstyle is to deal maximum amount of Lava Surge procs to a lot of targets, or to single targets, to be able to proc Lava Surge as often as you possibly can. Now for your level 90 tier, Storm Elemental is a great option because we talked about earlier in your Fist of Ruden that your Fire Elemental is going to be reducing its cooldown by 2 seconds every single time you hit Lava Burst. So now you got Storm Elemental instead. You're going to be proccing this one a lot more often with all the Lava Surge procs you're going to be doing. Aftershock is what I personally like to use though, because I go into my Honor talent tree and I get Earth Fury very often, which is going to make it so when you cast a 100 Maelstrom Earth Shock, it's going to also stun the target for 2 seconds. This wrecks healers, like a surprise 2-second stun. And you're going to be generating a lot of Maelstrom, so that's why I like to do that build. The fact that Aftershock is going to give you 25 more Maelstrom back when you use this will allow you to stun targets a lot more frequently. And then lastly, I think that the only option to go is Liquid Magma Totem. Ascendance, you're not going to be casting with it, so you're going to be completely wasting the fact that your Lava Burst doesn't have a cooldown. But in contrast to that, the damage dealt by your Lava Burst is going to be increased according to your critical strike chance. So Ascendance is actually going to increase the damage dealt by your Lava Burst for its duration, though it has a 3-minute cooldown and it only lasts for 15 seconds. Plus, you're very you're going to pull a lot of aggro popping Ascendance. Everyone knows what that is, so they try and focus you down. Lightning Rod, completely useless. You're not going to be doing Chain Lightning or Lightning Bolt ever. Liquid Magma Totem is my #1 go-to because it's only a 1-minute cooldown and it does a lot of AoE damage. Now taking a look at our honor talents, do whatever you want for your first tier. Second tier, train of thought is great, but the thing is that with this playstyle, you're going to be running into the combat a lot, trying to go ahead and get your dots off. But if you do have a strong front line, train of thought is going to be wonderful for you with a 15% increased damage. Mind quickness, optional, increases your haste by 6%, so now this is going to give you ticking with your flame shock, of course. So that's kind of up to you. I like to do train of thought. Sky Fury Totem is wonderful for this build because it's going to increase the critical strike effectiveness of all party and raid members. This includes your healers. They're going to be doing 30% stronger heals with their crits. But for you personally, it's great because your lava burst is going to be, it has a 100% crit chance. So this is going to add 30% additional damage to your critical strikes, which is 100% with flame shock, or sorry, with lava surge. Now for your fourth tier, do whatever you want. Again, I like to do swelling waves, but whatever you like, it's defensive, right? And then your fifth tier, fire and ice, is mandatory. Frost shock now deals 10% additional damage. We're not worrying about that. What we are worrying about is that flame shock's periodic damage is generating 3 maelstrom. This is perfect for multi-dotting. So now, since you're gonna be multi-dotting as much targets as you possibly can with flame shock, this is gonna make your maelstrom climb unbelievably fast, which is going to go ahead and allow you to pop your earth shock very often, which is why I like to do earth fury, which is going to make it so you have that 2-second stun. Traveling Storms is actually a very, very good option as well, because the thing is if you're ever playing a battleground like a Arathi Basin defending Lumber Mill, or either Storm where you're capturing the middle flag, sit in the middle flag or sit at Lumber Mill and use this move to the maximum potential. Abuse the hell out of Thunderstorm. It's one of the most entertaining moves to cast in the game, really. Mind control is really fun, and this move is really fun because you can throw people off the edge. Abuse it. Use it as much as you can, and do that for any type of BGs that involve knocking people off of cliffs. So anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching my video. Leave it a like if you did enjoy it, and if it did help you out with some strategies. I love to strategize and like to play my classes as most effective as I possibly can in my battlegrounds, because who likes to lose, right? Jumping in and doing your PvE rotation to the closest target to you is just mindless and stupid. So if you did like the video, leave it a like and subscribe for more World of Warcraft or League of Legends content. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in my next video.